Direct from Foxboro, Massachusetts, the gem of Norfolk County, and taped at the studios of Foxboro Cable Access. It's Foxboro Central. And here's your host, Bob Hickey.
Welcome to another great episode of Foxboro Central. I'm Bob Hickey, your host, welcoming you to another exciting episode of Foxboro's favorite community interview program. We learn all about the people, events, and organizations that make us truly the gem of Norfolk County. Perhaps you've noticed I've got a refrigerator behind me. That must mean one thing. We are in Studio K. K is in kitchen. Gotta love it. And why am I in Studio K, you might ask? Well, I'm gonna tell you. I am here today with my guest, Mike DiMascio. How are you doing?
Hey, Bob. Nice to be here.
It's nice to be here as well. It's great to see you. And you are obviously wearing a chef's outfit. Now, do you do this because you like to play dress up or because you are truly a cook of renown?
A little bit of each.
A little bit of each.
Yes, I like to cook, and I have done it as a profession.
Excellent, excellent. And well, I see by Devon's Place, it's a former restaurant of yours?
Yes, it is, in Mansfield Center.
Excellent, excellent. So, I like to eat. I know people find that remarkable, but I do like to eat. And I always love having an opportunity to do something new and interesting. And I think that one of the key pieces of Foxboro's cable approach, if you will, FCA is made up of volunteers. Many other cable organizations take a slightly different time, but with us, it's all volunteers, all volunteer programming. And of course, the whole point of the JPEG channels is community access, and the public can create their own programming. And we have an interesting program that's going to be introduced today, do we not?
Yes, we do.
You want to tell us a little bit about it?
Sure. What we're going to do is it's a program called In Your House, and we're going to go to local residents' houses and get into their kitchen, go through their cabinets, pick out items to...
Are we going to tell them before we get there?
Oh, well, we could, sure. We can let them know.
But we're not going to go through medicine cabinets.
No medicine cabinets. And we will choose items, create a meal for them. In the meantime, I believe you will be going around to the rooms and just showing a little bit about the house and some of the special features.
Yeah, it'll give a great opportunity for some of our local families to sort of open up and for people to get to know them a little bit better and to really see what what normal people. Of course, we're not going to do my house because there's nothing normal about my house. But what I would also say is that part of what the interest or the excitement about this is that you're going to go in and just open the cupboards and take out what they have and make a really nice meal.
Yes.
So it's not going to be special prep. You're not going to say, oh, you have to buy 3 pounds of braised pork or anything like that.
Well, that's going to be, I think, part of the excitement is that people will find that they have a lot in their kitchens already where they don't have to prepare food. And it'll also be a fun challenge for myself. And hopefully I'll be able to bring some guest chefs from the area to help us prepare some of these items.
Sort of a Bobby Flay throwdown take, because it's going to be with an eye towards compelling television, of course, but also showing people that what they have in their kitchen is good stuff, and you can make meals. It's not out of the box, and cooking out of a can, while it's necessary sometimes, is not really the way for a healthy lifestyle, right?
Right. Correct.
Not that I would put words in your mouth.
No, that's absolutely correct. You'd be surprised at how much you can do with so little that you have in the house.
Well, Studio K here is not exactly a fully stocked kitchen, but we were talking a little bit before, and I love breakfast and I love food. And I often don't have time when I'm running out the door in the morning, particularly if we're doing kids to school and my wife is off to work and I'm off to work. Something really quick but healthy, and aside from cereal and aside from grabbing a granola bar, sometimes you really do have to make it maybe not necessarily special, but make it a healthy meal. So that was my challenge to you. And what have you brought us today?
Well, what we're going to do today is we're going to make a breakfast quesadilla, and what we're going to use here today.
Quesadillas are just for supper?
No, we can make them for breakfast.
They're only for appetizers.
Well. Nope. What it is, it's a great quick meal that you can make in about 10 to 12 minutes in your house with very basic ingredients that you probably have laying around already in your refrigerator and your cabinets. Today, I brought some fresh tomatoes, a red onion, a nice red pepper, some shredded cheddar cheese, eggs, and a few spices. Red chili pepper and ground cumin.
Very nice.
And we'll be using a little bit of salt and pepper as well.
A little salt and pepper makes everything work. So as we get prepared, these are all just basic things you find in the kitchen, particularly this time of the year with the farm stands and the co-ops in our gardens. It looks like nothing's unreasonable here. What kind of cheese is that, by the way?
That is a sharp cheddar cheese.
All right, so it's already prepared out. So I wake up in the morning, coming down. You say this is only going to take me about 12 minutes, huh?
Yes, sir.
But what if something goes wrong?
Well, hopefully you have a fire extinguisher. Right?
There we go. All right, my friend. So when we come in and we've got this, everything's in my refrigerator. So I start off with something, and then I assume that as something is happening, I can do some other prep work. So what's the first thing I would do when I get started?
Well, the first thing you want to do, obviously, is make sure your equipment's ready to go. Today we're using an induction cooker and a electric griddle.
Everybody has an electric griddle, but this is an induction cooker. And we're going to talk about this a little bit later, but you have to use copper on an induction cooker?
Yeah, so the pan's especially coated on the bottom because the induction cooker works with a magnet, and like you said, we'll get into that a little later.
Pretty sharp. And that's going to be up around 400 degrees?
About 400 degrees.
So around...
About as much as a flame, high flame.
Okay. So let's get started. Let's do some cooking. I'm hungry. Do I have to wear gloves?
No, but I like to wear gloves when I cook. You can...
I did wash my hands.
Very good. So what I like to start with is you want to start cooking with the items that are going to take the most time to cook.
Makes sense.
All right, so we're going to start with the red onion and the red pepper.
All right.
So you're just going to small dice.
Oh, I brought my knife.
The bigger the better.
Okay. Yeah.
So we're just going to slice up.
Of course, with my cooking skill, I should be using this knife.
Less chance of cutting yourself.
So I'm going to be the sous chef here, and I'm going to do whatever he wants me to do. Obviously, he doesn't want me to do anything other than talk, so that's what I'm going to do.
So as you can see, we have a fine dice. I'm going to... We lost power.
These are red onions. Do you prefer these over white onions or French onions, or does the onion not terribly matter?
I like the red onions because of the flavor that they give. We lost power on the induction cooker.
Did we lose power on the induction cooker? That's pretty cool. Could I get the camera operator on number 1 to take the plug out of there and put it in the other one?
Live television.
I tell you.
So I already have the red pepper diced up. We're going to add that to the pan as well.
Okay.
And one thing with healthy cooking these days is
Deb,
the more colorful, the better.
different colors make for a healthier meal. Why is that?
Well, that means more vitamin enriched. Just, the government says to make your plate as colorful as possible. So if you're looking at your plate and you have a lot of bland colors on it, for instance, rice, potatoes, you don't want to eat as many as those. You want to have at least 2/3 of your plate covered with color.
Really?
Yeah.
So you're obviously not talking about my potatoes being covered with butter and gravy.
Right.
That's
yes,
not the colors
exactly.
you're talking about?
No, natural, nice.
So we're not talking white, yellow,
colors.
brown. We're talking healthy vegetable colors.
Yes.
Okay, we'll go with that.
Right.
So I see that we're sauteing it, and that is going very quickly, I gotta say. That's not my usual experience with cooking.
So now what we're going to do is get ready for the next step, which would be to scramble up the eggs.
Okay. Now, do you use...
This is a big trick.
This is a big...
Right.
Oh, here we go. Oh, I hope the camera got that. That's nice.
Make sure we keep all the eggs out. That one failed. Come on now, egg. There you go.
I'm going to have to challenge my daughter, Katie, to that. She works in a kitchen, and she told me how to do hard-boiled eggs, to roll them to help get the shell off.
Yes.
So. See, I'm learning. I'm able to be taught. I don't know if I can retain, but I'm able to be taught.
If you rolled the whole eggs, they would have cracked.
Now you're cutting up some tomatoes?
So now we're going to add the tomatoes because they don't take very long to cook. These are nice fresh tomatoes right out of the garden that my wife takes very nice care of.
Very nice. So you live here in Foxboro?
I live in Mansfield.
You live in Mansfield and you have a garden?
We have a beautiful garden. We started up a few years ago. The price of produce in our local grocery stores has increased. Mm-hmm. And, just a little way to create a hobby and to save some money at the same time and get great results.
Well, and then for those of us who don't have gardens, and I'm one of them, There's also some other options. There's the Moose Hill Farm Co-op, which is an organic cooperative, and I know that my family is a member of that, and that produces an awful lot of
Yes, it does.
good vegetables, and some vegetables that you wouldn't normally think about. But also the Knights of Columbus Farm Stand down here on Commercial Street in Foxboro is another great way for folks that don't have gardens to get the fresh produce, and I'm sure the supermarkets have good stuff as well.
Absolutely. Always shop local if you can. I'm a real
absolutely
proponent
believe in
of
that.
local farmers. All right, so now that we have the vegetables cooking, they've been cooking for about 4 or 5 minutes now,
I can tell you're a pro the way you
and
do
they're
that.
nice. They're nice and blanched and
Folks,
getting
do not
translucent.
try this at home. This is a professional doing this now.
So what we're going to do now is prepare our
Whoa,
shells.
whoa! What's that? What's that? No. Butter is the way we want to go, right?
Well, butter is better.
Butter makes it better.
We're trying to create a little healthier meal today, so we're going to go with just the basic
No
cooking
butter.
spray. No butter today.
Mike, I got to tell you,
We'll have our
if
meals
we're
with
going to
butter.
be going into people's homes and cooking, and you're going to be doing it healthy, I may not be hanging with you too long unless this is really good. Is this going to be really
This
good?
is going to be delicious.
All right, no butter, huh?
No butter
This
today.
is hard for me.
I
All
understand.
right. All right, I'm going to put the butter aside. You sure you don't want it?
I'm positive today.
Last chance.
We'll add it some other day.
So-
We'll make a nice unhealthy meal.
I tend
for
to
us.
think we're not going to, but maybe on our 10-year anniversary we can do a special butter dish.
So I'm going to lower the temp on the induction cooking here.
Okay.
We're going to toast up these a little bit on both sides, and in the meantime, we can start adding our spices to the sauté mixture.
Now wait a second. This is a breakfast. So
This
what
is
are
a
you adding in
breakfast.
here?
I'm adding a little bit of red chili pepper and cumin. Quesadilla is a Mexican-based entree, so we're going to add a little bit of Mexican and Spanish spices too.
Okay, so I'm not a spice expert, so I understand red chili pepper. I get what that does.
Add a little bit of heat.
What does the cumin do?
Cumin is a great flavor. That's the main flavor when you create a chili.
Really? Okay.
Okay. So
But
just
this isn't a chili.
This is not a chili. This is going to be a breakfast quesadilla.
Okay.
But for flavor, we will add a little bit of heat. I like adding heat to as much cooking as I can because it gets your body working hard, keeps you hot, keeps your metabolism.
Got to keep it hot.
Yes. So we're just going to add a little bit of cumin to the dish.
Just a little bit of heat. It's going to be our tagline, just a little bit of heat.
A little bit of heat.
A little bit of heat.
We won't be bamming.
Bringing the heat to the
Can't
kitchen.
Can't steal the bam. All right, we're going to flip these
So the
over.
new program that we're talking about is going to be in your house with Bob and Mike.
Bob and Mike.
And we're going to be going in, and a piece of this also is going to be a great way for folks to introduce their way of living and maybe some lifestyle things that they do that would be interesting to the folks at home. So I'm looking forward to this little exercise.
Yeah,
and
so-
I think it'll be a really compelling program.
I hope that it also makes people aware that they can create quick meals without having to run out to the store because they do have what they need right on the shelves at home.
And we'll be showing this on a regular basis. But right now, we're getting ready for my breakfast. So
Yes.
all other things have to take a step back because we're talking about my food.
Yes. So right now I'm adding the cheese to the quesadilla shell, which is a flour tortilla. This is a great low-carb way. A lot of people trying to keep away from the carbs, keep away from toast and bagels. Flour tortillas and sandwich wraps seem to be the wave of the now. I won't
Okay.
say the future because it is happening right now.
The future is now.
The future is now. All right, so
So
while the
those
cheese
are
starts to melt,
heating up,
yep,
right?
the cheese is going to melt right on those tortillas beautifully. And we're going to add our eggs to the,
Now you're scrambling
Sauté
the eggs,
mixture.
but where's the milk? Where's the cream?
I don't like to add anything to
No?
eggs. I think a fresh scrambled egg all by itself, no salt, no pepper, is a beautiful thing.
Okay.
But we're adding this to our nice fresh cooked salsa.
No cream,
Nope.
no butter. I'm
cream,
having
no
trouble with
butter.
this, Mike. I got to tell you. This is new for me. I'm glad I showed up today because I'm learning something also.
Bring the temp back
It
up.
does look good though.
This will take just a few minutes to scramble up.
So this is an induction cooker.
Yes.
Obviously, there's many different. Most people at home don't have induction cookers, but what are some of the advantages of an induction cooker over a regular gas flame or a regular electric range?
Induction cooker is great for especially portable cooking if you have electricity. The beauty thing about it is that it's safe. Obviously there's no flame and it's just electric. And the other neat aspect of this is right now the temperature reads 370 degrees. It is cooking my eggs. As soon as you remove the pan, you can put your hand right on it and it cools right down almost instantly.
Wow.
So it's safe. So once you remove the pan, the temperature drops right off. Even with my gloves, it
do that. Wow.
Did not melt the plastic to my hands. So
wow.
This will just take a few minutes.
Okay.
So it goes instantly. Within 2 seconds, it gets right back to cool again.
And that heated right up.
And it heats right back up to 370 degrees.
But you have to use a special type of pot and pan for that, right?
Yes. The way induction works is that it's basically magnets spinning at a high velocity underneath there, creating the heat to the coils. And you need a copper bottom pan to induct the heat.
So those of us who grew up with the Paul Revere, copper on the bottom and the silver on the side, that's okay. That
would be
works?
okay. Yes,
okay.
That would be great.
But obviously the cast iron, no.
Right, cast iron would not work on an induction.
Okay.
So we're getting to near the end of this.
Well,
I like my eggs loose. How do you like your eggs?
I like mine. Yes.
Agreed. Breakfast is my favorite meal, hence when I opened up my restaurant, it was a breakfast and lunch restaurant.
Okay.
My favorite meal, I could eat eggs all day, pancakes, waffles, French toast. Love it all. Bacon.
Bacon.
Bacon and bacon.
Bacon is good.
All right, so we're ready for the final step.
The final step, you're going to put it right on.
We're going to take half.
If I do this, I'm not going to hurt myself, right?
You won't hurt yourself. It might be slightly warm to
Ooh,
touch.
that is nice.
Cools
Okay.
right down. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take half of the mixture of the eggs. I had 4 eggs here, so we're going to share. We're going to put 2 eggs on half of each of the quesadilla shells.
Very nice.
And we're going to fold these over, like so.
Very nice.
Now the cheese will hold everything together.
Oh, well, that makes sense.
And in just a few moments, we will
So we're not using cheese because we really like it. We're just using it as a binding agent.
Yes.
Yes.
Cheese. And again, with cheeses, a hard cheese is a little healthier than a softer cheese. It's just
What do you mean soft
it's just
cheese?
the way of the process. Like an American cheese is not as good for you as a hard cheddar cheese, like as we use today. Just the processing. There's less processing in a
mozzarella
hard
is
cheese.
softer.
Mozzarella is a soft cheese, hence it's not as good for you. And
Good to know.
these are
Those are looking good.
these
And
are
they also
done.
smell good. I know folks at home can't, we don't have the
Someday they'll
smell-o-vision yet,
smell-o-vision,
but
yes.
we'll be well prepared for that when it happens.
So you can put these on the plate.
Very nice. Good presentation. And of course, folks at home don't know this, but we have some phenomenal camera operators who have stuck with me through thick and thin on Foxboro Central, Deb Storrs and Betty Travers. And Deb Storrs is actually going to be the producer of the new In Your House with Bob and Mike, and we are excited to have her doing that. And so because of that, she should come up here and have the first bite.
Give it a try, absolutely.
Yes, so what we would suggest is that anybody who wants some should come on up, and we have delicious food. So
what's great about this is that for kids on the run, your parents on the run, you have to go out the door, you have a portable sandwich, nice and healthy. If you can drive with your knee, I don't recommend it, but if you can drive with your knee,
nobody would ever
eat
drive with their knee.
Eat it on your way into work.
That is really nice.
Fresh vegetables.
And that really only took us about 12 minutes.
Exactly.
Mike, I know one should not really eat on television, but since this is my show, I'm going to eat while I'm doing the show.
Enjoy.
So folks at home, what you've just enjoyed is a little bit of cooking, a little bit of fun, and a lot of knowledge that Mike DiMascio, who is going to be our resident chef of In Your House with Bob and Mike. And I suppose if we leave you with anything, it is that this is going to be a fun program. This is going to be a real nice way for folks to introduce themselves and maybe do a little bragging too as we go into people's homes. It's going to be a great way for them to introduce what they're all about and who they are. And quite frankly, I'm excited about this. This is going to be a fun project.
Yeah, I am as well. I think this is going to be very exciting. I've had this idea for a long time. I'm not sure if I've seen it before on a television program, but I always thought it would be great to go into people's houses, utilize what they have, and show them that they can create a great meal, healthy or not, just from what they have on their
Well, I'm sure it'll be healthy.
Shelves.
I'm sure it'll be healthy.
And
so, Mike, I'm going to say this. Well done.
Thank you
This
very
is
much.
a good program. This is going to be a good idea, and I'm looking forward to it. So, folks at home, if you are interested in having your home, your house featured on an episode of In Your House with Bob and Mike, all you have to do is contact the studios here at Foxboro Cable Access. Call us up at 508-543-4757, or you can reach out to me, Bob Hickey. I'm at bobthecolumnist@yahoo.com. Mike and I will be happy to come into your home, make a little magic, and we'll also spend some time getting to know you and getting to know a little bit about how you make your way through days. Making our way through the day, Mike, it's been a pleasure.
Thank you very much, Bob. I appreciate it.
All right, and I appreciate it as well. And folks at home, if you want a copy of this or any other episode of Foxboro Central, always feel free to log on to our website at www.fcatv.org. We're there. We're also on our Facebook presence, Twitterverse. I don't know anything about it, but I'm sure you're seeing us out there too. On behalf of Mike DiMascio, the folks behind the cameras, Betty and Deb, and also Gary Nash, our crack producer behind the glass. I'm Bob Hickey, your host, thanking you for taking a little bit of time to sit back, enjoy some cooking with Bob and Mike in our house. To you. Take care, Foxboro.